right of ways there, that parkway.
Your 30 feet should
There
be
you get
street
a
width.
curb there,
Right.
and you're still another 10 feet behind there.
That's right.
And I think that's what she's referring to, which is township right of way, but it's still her property.
Yeah.
It's your property.
It's
That's
not on
where-
my deed, it can't be my property.
Your deed reads to North 23rd Street.
No, it doesn't.
Well, the deed my office clerk pulled from the courthouse said your deed reads to fence along North 23rd Street.
But along does not mean it's on 23rd Street.
What are you trying to get banned for curbing? Is
No,
that what you're
sir.
after?
Sir, if I am to put it in, I will gladly put it in, but I don't want to put curbing that's not on my property. You understand the difference?
Okay, if you're saying the setback's that far, you're still gonna end up putting curbing in. So
Okay,
we're gonna widen the road there, you're still gonna end up putting curbing.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Explain,
I mean, if that's the way it is, if the survey
No.
shows that, it's gonna be there.
that's fine. Here that the minutes were passed, so I didn't continue. My apologies, and I would like to address a few more things. And part of it is the timing of the ordinance. The ordinance that I got from the date of mailing was 125 days given us to put in curbing, whoever qualifies to put in curbing. And I believe your ordinance says 180 days. So what was sent out really I don't think is appropriate. So I think it needs redone no matter what.
And I think and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it amended, make it till the end of July. And then,
2011?
yeah, and then we'll just send out new letters and let everybody know.
Well,
by the end of
no, wait a second.
After the amendment's made. After the
You better
amendment's made.
listen to what he says about the legal stuff.
We need two things to happen. First of all, I need a motion on the floor to authorize the amendment of the existing sidewalk ordinance to extend the period of compliance to July 2011. Then we need to let that ordinance, and then that ordinance needs to come before the body again in September for review and approval. If then, procedurally, I agree with you, Ed, you have to re-notify everybody that's affected by the ordinance of the extension, okay? And you handle it that way.
Sounds good. So we need a motion now to make the amendment for the end of July.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, there's the motions out there.
I make a motion.
I make a motion. Oh, sorry.
I'll make a motion.
Second. And second.
Abstain.
Now we have to,
Well, you need to call the question, you need to have a vote.
Okay. George?
What? Yeah,
Yes.
Did I hear correctly that you did amend your minutes to acknowledge that there was a right to know request?
yes.
From
I put a note in for her to
Okay.
correct the minutes.
All right, and are you aware that there's a certain amount of time in which you have to respond to a right to know request? I have not heard anything from anyone.
Did we get a right to know request?
Me and
You gotta file the right to know request with us.
I did, at the last meeting.
I didn't get it.
At the last meeting, my advice to the board was to treat the commissioner's letter with the questions contained therein as a right to know.
Right, but that has to be in writing.
It
Like,
wasn't.
that has to be on a form.
It wasn't.
It wasn't writing.
I don't have it.
Who has it?
Who has it?
I gave it to both the secretary who was sitting in there and a copy to the attorney. I gave 2 copies.
Yeah, I
have
have
a copy, and Bernie did receive a copy.
Well, I don't know, she's been out for 3 weeks, so I don't know. I can't answer for her. I just know, I didn't see none. Because usually if we get them here at the township, we forward them to you, because you're the right to know officer.
Did the letter come in the night of the meeting, or was it sent
Yes.
here?
No, it came in the night of the
It
meeting.
was hand
Okay,
delivered
so
at the
then
meeting.
they didn't all get copies of it then?
You should have still had a copy of it.
Yeah. You still have a copy?
I have a copy of everything Joel submitted to the township about
Okay,
that.
and we can answer that in 5 days. Can we do it from today, though? Since it was
Or
a
are you already in
misunderstanding?
violation?
We're in violation. That's what I'm saying, if she subpoenaed us or gave us letters, we're in violation with the right to know.
Well, the penalty for the violation is small. I would agree, however, that without a response from the township in that period of time, that it would be a technical violation of the Right to Know Act.
What you referred to as the official township map has no seal and also states in the upper right-hand corner that it is for assessment purposes only. I asked to see the official township map designating cartways or roads with their rights of way. I also had asked what the official definition of 23rd Street is in width. And I believe the engineer said 30 feet with a 10-foot right-of-way on either side. My husband and I had a survey done when we purchased the property, and the old tree stumps on our property are our boundary line. The stakes are still visible, of course, we did not pull those out. Some of them are in the tree roots, and they are 15 feet from the surveyor's mark. There's an extra 5 feet. Our land does not go out. We talked about abutting, and abutting meant touching. Our property does not abut a township road. And indeed, what you call a right-of-way on that map is not a right-of-way. It is truly the township's property. And so my contention was, if it were our property, I would have no trouble putting curbing on that property, on that abutment. But since our property does not abut the township road, how can you enforce that curbing has to go in when it's not on our property? And I had asked specifically for case law to answer that question. I hand wrote that onto the paperwork. I also asked for a copy of the official township map. And indeed, John at one point said, well, then we'll just widen the road. Does that mean that you're still going to want another 10-foot of right-of-way? And then does that become a taking through eminent domain of our property?
We have no intentions of widening any road.
What you're saying though is the road,
It doesn't come out to the
You're
pin.
saying that that other 10-foot is a right-of-way,
correct,
and it's not.
Okay.
I don't own the property. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I remember you saying that last time, and that's what.
Right.
he was-
On creating the roads and the dimensions of the roads. And that's what was going to take the historical portion of it, because I need the map and or the ordinances that specifically show the official roads. If everyone in this room has to go to the courthouse and file an official sealed paper to show their property lines, it would seem logical to me that the township somewhere has to have an official sealed document that shows the roadways. How can you arbitrarily make roadways on people's property without having something to guide you? I think at the local level, people expect their government to be the most accountable and transparent, and I think you guys are doing the best you can, and this may have happened before you were here. But if you don't know the answers to these questions, I think it only benefits all of us to know the real answers.
If those pins do not line up with the boundary of your property,
Let me see if I can simplify this. The street itself,
it has to be right.
the street itself is 30 feet wide, is that correct?
correct.
So it's supposed to be.
And you were saying that then there is a 10-foot right-of-way on my property.
10-foot right away on either side, correct.
It's not my property. That's where the discrepancy is.
You're right. Where your pins
Whose
are,
property is it?
we're
That's
saying-
exactly the point, sir.
From where your pins are, what we're saying is 10 foot out is yours. We just have a right of way to
Because
that.
it's not my property, and in all due respect to the engineer, my property does not abut the street. It may run along the street, but it does not touch the street, it does not abut the street. That verbiage is not used in my deed. And if it is, it's wrong, because it does not abut the street. It is along what you're calling a right-of-way, but there is no right-of-way because I don't own the property.
Simply is from where the curb should be to our property pins is a strip of 10-foot land that we do not pay taxes for, we have no control over, and we have no right to use
As well as across the front.
on the side and on the front. So that land is not ours.
Yeah, I understand. What you're saying, what we're saying is a 10-foot right of way. We're saying it's yours, you're saying it's not.
That's
not.
right, because our deed does not give us legal
Ownership.
ownership of it. That's the issue, is that we do not have any right to that land whatsoever. And we cannot do anything with that land.
Scott proposed a board member meet with him and Elizabeth and Tom.
I understand where you're coming from.
And we're not the only property owner in the township with this issue, as this
Well,
gentleman
it'd be
suggested here.
it'd be everywhere.
Exactly.
It'd be from your
It's
state road to.
Exactly
your-
right.
your-
So,
I'm to the point, if this board, either you gotta get help, or pay more to the engineers to come out and do these curbs. I'm not gonna stand there and inspect them if they're wrong.
I thought the engineer was supposed to come out and check.
Either he can or I can. But I'm not gonna stand there and inspect something and say, yes, it's okay, and have somebody put 120 yards of cement in something that's wrong. And then we're gonna go back and make people take it back out. I'm not doing it.
Oh, we already did, he already had his forms in.
He had the forms in, but it's better than putting cement in. So we lost maybe what, 5 tons of stone and $150 a dig? Compared to $3,000 worth of cement? I'm not gonna argue it.
We're just here asking, Johnny.
Well, it seems like we're pointing the fingers towards Johnny,
No, hold it. They surveyed it, that's what I'm asking.
and the survey was wrong.
That's why I'm asking.
It's not the first survey that was wrong here.
How do we know the survey was wrong respectfully if there's no official township map?
Well,
Somewhat satisfied with the, so you get the,
I think that there needs to be an amendment to the township code. This isn't right that it's a roving target for people not knowing what is their property and what's not, or what's gonna get dug up and what's not if the streets aren't fixed.